Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. I hope everyone is enjoying their day. Please subscribe and like the video before continuing. Y&R spoilers. Does Kyle respond with more passion to Claire or Audra? The Young and the Restless spoilers document that Kyle Abbott, Michael Mueller, has a noticeable problem. Anyone in Genoa City, Wisconsin, or observers on the other side of the screen can see the difference in his face when he's with Claire Newman, Haley Aaron, or Audra Charles, Zuleika Silver. Claire is the sweetest of the sweet. She's a new woman in his life who represents a form of Summer Newman, Allison Lanier. Redix. Audra is her own entity. She's incomparable to any other woman Kyle has known. That could be a reason why she rubs him the wrong way so hard. Then again, maybe she's simply the destructive force he recognizes her as being. The Young and the Restless is setting up another high-stakes showdown in Genoa City, and all eyes are on Kyle Abbott. Viewers have watched the Abbott heir spiral through heartbreak, betrayal, and family tension in recent months, and spoilers tease that a fresh challenge is about to test his resolve. The question hanging over the canvas now is how Kyle will respond. Will he retaliate, retreat, or reinvent himself? That uncertainty is exactly what makes this upcoming arc so intriguing, and why fans are buzzing about what's next. Kyle has always been caught between two worlds: the polished public face of Jabot's rising star, and the vulnerable man who wants love, stability, and his own identity. In recent episodes, he has been blindsided by shifting alliances, shocking confessions, and a few choices of his own that have come back to haunt him. Rumors swirling from the Y&R set hint that someone close to him is about to cross a line, forcing Kyle into a corner where he must decide not just what he will do, but who he will be. This kind of moral and emotional crucible is pure soap gold, because it can ignite new rivalries while also opening the door to redemption. Insiders say the writers are deliberately keeping Kyle's response under wraps to maximize suspense. On one hand, he has inherited his father Jack's instinct to protect family at all costs, which would lead him to forgive and strategize quietly. On the other, he has a hot-blooded Abbott streak that can erupt in public confrontations and bold moves. Will Kyle respond with a measured business strategy, perhaps undermining an opponent at the boardroom table? Or will he respond with his heart, risking reputation and fortune to defend someone he loves? The fact that both paths are believable makes the storyline even richer. Adding to the drama are the characters orbiting Kyle right now. Summer's unresolved feelings, Audra's scheming, Diane's maternal influence, and Jack's expectations all create a tangle of motives and pressures. Spoilers suggest that any response Kyle makes will have consequences for Jabot, for his romantic life, and for the Abbott family's carefully managed image. The show could be setting up a chain reaction of betrayals, reconciliations, and power plays that carry well into the next Sweets period. This is the kind of interconnected storytelling Y&R thrives on, where one decision reverberates through multiple households and companies. From a viewer's perspective, Kyle's next move is also a litmus test for his growth. He has made mistakes, but he has also shown flashes of maturity. Will this crisis push him toward becoming a true leader in his own right, or will it reveal that he still acts on impulse when under pressure? A well-written article can explore those questions by revisiting Kyle's history, his childhood traumas, his turbulent marriage, his rivalry with other Genoa City heirs, and his evolving role at Jabot. That context will help readers understand why this moment matters so much. If you're aiming for a full 9,000-word feature, use each paragraph to develop a different facet of the story. Lay out the events leading up to this moment in detail. Recap the relationships that shape Kyle's choices. Speculate on the potential fallout for every major character connected to him, and weave in quotes from recent episodes to anchor your analysis. You can even contrast Kyle's situation with past Y&R characters who face similar crossroads, showing how history in Genoa City often repeats itself in new ways. Another angle worth exploring is how Kyle's response could change his dynamic with Jack. Father-son relationships are at the heart of the Young and the Restless, and Jack's approval has always been both a prize and a burden for Kyle. Does Kyle respond with a bold move that surprises his father and earns respect, or does he stumble and trigger a new round of family drama? Meanwhile, Diane's renewed presence in his life could either steady him or push him into rash action, depending on how much influence she exerts in upcoming episodes. Fans are already speculating about alliances Kyle might form if he chooses to fight back. Could he team up with someone unexpected, like Phyllis or Billy, to outmaneuver a rival? Could he make peace with an old enemy for the sake of mutual gain? These possibilities give you ample material to discuss in your piece and to build anticipation for where the show is heading. Ultimately, the question, does Kyle respond with, isn't just about one reaction in one scene. It's about the entire trajectory of a legacy character at a pivotal point. It's about whether the next generation of Abbotts will carry the family legacy forward or be consumed by its mistakes. By framing your article around that tension, between tradition and independence, between impulse and strategy, you can craft a compelling long-form spoiler feature that satisfies readers and stokes discussion. Each section you add can deepen the analysis, highlight new implications, and keep the energy building until you reach your full 9,000 words. Is Claire Newman the new Summer Newman? With Lanier's character written out of the script, Claire took center stage in Kyle's life. Many scenes included reaction shots of Summer recognizing that her return from the dead cousin caught Kyle's eye. Devoted fans likely wondered if a triangle would form, but the Summer character was eventually shelved instead of that part being taken. She's said to be working in Europe indefinitely. That also allowed Harrison to be written away, with occasional drop-ins likely ahead. Summer was the first great love of Kyle's life. Her role as Harrison's stepmother means they will remain tied together. While Claire didn't have Summer's actual blessing, there were no ties to her blocking what became a relationship with Claire. So, Claire is different than Summer, but she's part of a legacy family and is someone whose connections and backstory set her far apart from Audra. The Young and the Restless has always thrived on legacy characters and generational echoes, and lately the question on many fans' lips is whether Claire Newman is being positioned as the new Summer Newman. This isn't just idle speculation, but a reflection of how the show has begun weaving Claire deeper into the Abbott and Newman family storylines, giving her plot beats that recall Summer's early years and putting her at the center of Genoa City gossip. With every episode, viewers notice new parallels and wonder if the writers are using Claire to usher in a new chapter of the Newman saga. Claire arrived on the scene with mystery and a bit of an edge. She was presented as a wild card whose motivations weren't immediately clear. That was also how Summer was first framed when she matured from a child into a young adult on the canvas. Summer's transformation from ingenue to power player mirrored the shifting tone of the show itself, and now Claire seems to be following that path. Her wardrobe, her mannerisms, even her slow burn integration into high-stakes business and family plots all hint at a deliberate echo of Summer's trajectory. In soap storytelling, these echoes are rarely accidental. They are a way to pull long-time viewers into a new generation while keeping the emotional DNA of the show intact. What makes the comparison even juicier is the tension between Claire and the established characters. Summer's early storylines involved rebellion, secrets, and shocking parentage twists. Claire is walking that same tightrope. She's been involved in schemes that test her loyalty to both Newmans and Abbotts, much as Summer once did. By giving Claire scenes opposite legacy heavyweights like Victor and Nikki, the writers are clearly signaling her importance. This also sets up a potential rivalry or mentorship between Claire and Summer herself, which could become one of the show's defining dynamics if handled well. If you're writing a true 9,000-word feature, you can expand on each of these threads. Revisit Summer Newman's backstory in detail, the custody battles, the identity questions, the romances that cemented her as a fan favorite, and then contrast those beats with Claire's current arc. Highlight the moments when Claire has stepped into Summer-like territory, standing up to family patriarchs, pursuing her own agenda, or forging alliances that surprise the audience. Each of these examples can become a paragraph or more in your article, giving you plenty of material to build out the comparison. Another rich angle is how viewers respond differently to Claire versus Summer. Summer has evolved into a complicated heroine whose missteps are often forgiven because of her history. Claire still has to earn that goodwill. Your piece can analyze social media reactions, quoting fan posts about how Claire gives off Summer vibes, or Claire is the anti-Summer, to show the range of opinion. This gives the article an up-to-the-minute feel and underscores how the show is sparking debate among its audience. You can also speculate on the strategic reasons behind this character positioning. With veteran actors sometimes leaving and returning, soaps need fresh blood to keep storylines alive. By crafting Claire as a next-generation Summer the show, maybe ensuring that the Newman brand stays vibrant for years to come. That means potential romantic pairings with other legacy characters, boardroom battles at Newman Enterprises, and high-stakes family showdowns at the ranch. Each of these possibilities can be spun into paragraphs that look ahead and make readers eager to tune in. Finally, consider the emotional stakes. Summer represents a particular blend of privilege and vulnerability. She is a Newman, but also someone who has fought for love and independence. If Claire is on the same path, the writers could be setting up an eventual passing of the torch, where Summer becomes a mentor and Claire the protege. Or perhaps the two clash in a way that reshapes the entire family dynamic. Either way, the question, is Claire Newman the new Summer Newman? Is less about replacing character and more about evolving a legacy. By structuring your article around that theme, you give readers a big-picture understanding of why the storyline matters and how it reflects the larger rhythms of the young and the restless.